happy to say that this very morning I released the stock report. I gave about 12 stock picks of these deeply analyzed companies that I like a lot that are in the cutting edge technology spaces. I'm talking about quantum computing, drone technology, advanced robotics, new accomplishments in healthcare which were not possible even 6 months ago. We're talking about machine learning, artificial intelligence on every level of it, 3D printing, and just about any advanced technology that companies are either developing for others or they're benefiting from now. And of all the stocks I looked at, most of them were horrible financial companies, blowing through cash, just bleeding cash out every direction. And also in the report, I was talking about how the stocks I'm looking at, lately there was a big speculative mania which sort of drove up a lot of the shares. And this is a temporary thing. Some of them were short covering rallies, but they're all going to come back down. You want to get positioned now, get into the companies you want to learn about right now, so that as they come down lower, you're there picking up the pieces while they fall into an attractive valuation, and then you get to ride them for the next number of years as they continue to balloon higher. There were 12 stocks in this report. The least expensive one was 36 cents. And the most expensive one is $4.85 or something like that. So they're all lower price companies. A lot of them are newer companies, but some of them we at peterleeds.com have been following for years. This isn't the first time that I'm suggesting certain companies that have been doing well, did excellent for our subscribers in the past, have come back down, and now it's time to go for another run. There's plenty of money to be made, a lot of opportunities right now, more so than you've probably ever seen in your life. You just have to know how to look for them. If you remember, if you've been following me for a while and you go back a few years, my premise was and still is that gold prices are going to go up a lot because of all the hidden buying demand from China, et cetera, up until this point. And that was back when it was $1,000 an ounce less. And I said, you have to get into gold mining, and that is going to keep on increasing in price as there's more demand than supply every year, especially now with the BRICS currency, et cetera, et cetera. So gold prices are doing what I thought they were going to do, and the stocks are still kind of lagging, which I'm going to talk all about in the next video. And based on my premise that I was laying out for you guys, I was talking about gold when it was $1,000 an ounce less, and now it's come up in price so much, and now the gold miners are going to follow suit. Now my premise right now, which is the best opportunity for you, is to get involved with some of these new technology companies. But in the short term, everybody and their grandma is out there buying the new technology companies, driving it up to unsustainable and unjustifiable levels. I even said in the report at one point, I said, I might even short some of these stocks on Monday because they're so overvalued and they're showing signs of turning around, coming back down in the short term. So if you want to buy a stock, some of them are at $3, and I'm saying, wait till it gets to $1.50, $1.70, depending on the stock. And so you wait for it to come to you. You load up, and then you just sit on it and ride it for years and years as it increases in price. It's going to come down first, so you don't want to buy too soon. You certainly don't ever want to chase up a stock that you feel is getting away from you. If it does and you're too late, then there's other opportunities. You don't have to follow that stock. You don't have to chase up and overpay for it. But unfortunately, that's what a lot of inexperienced investors are all doing because they saw how exciting artificial intelligence is. So they go and buy any stock that has artificial intelligence in the name or on the website. And this is a problem because a lot of people will lose a lot of money. I know I always look for the landmines, but there's a lot of opportunity too. If you find the landmines, you know where not to step. And then I show you, step into these 12. And there's 12 stocks that I like out of everything I've looked at. Over 100 stocks that are just mainly way overhyped, way overvalued right now at this point in time. So what happens is when the stocks start coming back down, everyone sort of calms down a little bit and they go back to realistic valuations. When that happens, the stocks that usually do best once things turn around and recover again are the ones that fall the least. So if all the stocks are falling 15% and one of them is falling only 5%, that's one you like, then you definitely want to load up on that one because that will be one of the bigger winners going forward when things do turn around. Long story short, there's way more risky companies, even the ones that sound really good using all the latest, newest technologies. There's a lot of companies that are saying, we're going to promise the moon, we'll give you the world. And then people are investing in those stocks as if that's true or as if they've already accomplished that. They're pricing it for perfection. So what happens if they don't quite do that? Which is what's going to happen to most of these high technology companies right now because there's a bit of a massive wave of overhype. And it has a lot to do with how quickly things are changing. But these things change quickly. The stocks react right away. They're a leading indicator or a coincident indicator. And then cooler heads will prevail, and that's when you want to be set up to pick up the stocks that you already like that are falling to the price that you want to buy them at. Short term, the outlook is negative. Long term, super long term, it's dramatically positive if you get involved with the companies that pass Leeds analysis. I put them through 29 points to look at every aspect of the company. The ones that are on the list, those are the ones that I trust, that I would invest in personally myself. I wouldn't go near just about any other stock. There's some great companies, great technologies. Quantum computing, yeah, it sounds great. You look under the hood, and what are you looking at? You're looking at $100 million in loss to make $5 million. That's a recipe for disaster. You might as well just buy a lighter and light your cash on fire. At least then you get some heat out of it. You're going to want to keep an eye on a lot of these companies that we talk about, not just these technology companies, but the precious metals companies as well. I'm telling you always what I think is the best thing for you, how you're going to make the most money. And success in this game looks like you don't have to worry about inflation so much. You don't have to worry about debt so much because you can cover it because you're making money. And some of the companies I talked about in the report that I released this morning will be 10 baggers easily, and they're going to do incredibly well. Perhaps some of them even once in a lifetime kinds of gains. If things go right for these companies, the sky is the limit. And these are just a few of the comments I want to pull out from this report to give you an idea about what we're talking about here. On page 14, these guys are special and are worth every penny if shares fall towards $1.80 to $1.90. I believe they've topped out here at 242, and they're going to come back down to a more attractive range within 2 weeks. Use that weakness as your opportunity to accumulate for a long-term hold. A small investment in this one could pay for mansions for your grandkids. That's the kind of caliber of stocks that we talked about that I've pulled out for you. That's the value of the Peter Leeds newsletter. And here's another one I wanted to call out. My outlook has been unchanged for as far back as you want to look. I think buy this stock, and I have long believed that these shares will move towards $8 this year and into double digits beyond that. This is an interesting one. All modern technology stocks seem to have spiked in the last few weeks, and I believe that they will all calm down a bit. That might mean that these shares will drop back to $3.25, but they're going to be a great long-term hold, and I doubt it's going to matter what you paid for it in the first place. This one could do very well in the coming years, but I also expect the shares to drop 10 to 20% first, and long-term, this might rise 10 times in price. We're not looking just to double our money here. We're going to do a lot more than that. This is a moment for you where you decide to quit being a slave or a victim to inflation. This is an easy way to do it. People overcomplicate things. My next video I'm talking about also, which is why you want to subscribe, I'm talking about an easy, simple trade to double your money that is quite clear and quite unrisky in my mind that I'm going to tell you about. If you want to just do something easy, don't worry about all the details and all the research and analysis. Just trust in what I say. But you'll have to see that in the next video, which is why you subscribe, hit the bell so that you get it when it comes out. Anyways, I hope this finds you well, and I want you guys to reach out to me or get in touch with me. If you own any technology stocks, tell me in the comments below. I want to know which ones you guys own. Do you own quantum computing? Do you have drone technology, surveillance and security companies? Let me know what you guys are invested in. I want to hear it. I want you guys to show everybody else, and you can just see what everybody else is investing in. And in the meantime, if you stay in touch with me, you can do that through becoming a Peter Leeds Insider. For a couple of bucks, you get to have direct access with me, a special newsletter, etc., other bonuses too. You can become a Peter Leeds Insider at the link below this video.